It's the end of February, and we've got some great new game releases for you, the hottest news out of New York Toy Fair 2019, and an awesome new addition to the store coming up for you on this episode of Geek Room Update. Hello Internet, I'm Jason, and I'm the owner here at the Geek Room Hobbies and Games in Omaha, Nebraska. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Geek Room Update. I'd also like to thank everyone that was a little patient with this episode being just a bit delayed. Part of that was because of all the wintry weather we've had here in Omaha lately, but a bigger part is because we have an awesome new addition to the store that we just couldn't wait to show you guys. So be looking for that a little bit later on in the episode, as well as some great news coming out of New York Toy Fair 2019. But we don't want to keep things dragging on, so let's go ahead and get things started. New in War Games this week, Catalyst Games has released the latest edition of one of the most iconic war games in gaming history, and that is Battletech. Battletech has been around since 1984, and for a lot of folks, myself included, it was their very first introduction into the world of tabletop wargaming. There are two new starter sets. There's the less expensive Beginner's Box, which at $20 contains a quick start version of the rules as well as 2 mech miniatures. The more expensive Beginner's Box is a full starter set that contains an entire 56-page rulebook, cards, mech data sheets, and 8 mech miniatures. While the rules haven't changed, the miniature sculpts included in both box sets are brand new, and they look absolutely fantastic. There are also dice available themed to each of the houses in the Battletech game, and scenarios and playmats are also on the way. Both beginners boxes are on sale now, so if you're a fan of Battletech or it's something that you've always wanted to try out, now would be a great time to get into it. Moving on to role-playing games, this week saw the release of Strange Adventures Volume 1, the first adventure supplement for the Kids on Bikes role-playing game. Now, if you're not familiar with Kids on Bikes, it is a collaborative storytelling RPG from Renegade Games. And I want to make this perfectly clear before we go any farther. Kids on Bikes is in no way, shape, or form an unlicensed Stranger Things role-playing game. Now, in this game, you play an ordinary person living in a small town who has to protect the town from paranormal, otherworldly threats that are going to destroy everything. The Strange Adventures pack is not a traditional adventure module as you might ordinarily recognize one from, say, Pathfinder or Dungeons & Dragons. Instead, it's a collection of story hooks and campaign settings for over 20 different towns that you can put into your already existing game. Both Strange Adventures Volume 1 and the Kids on Bikes core rulebook are available in stores now. So now we've made it all the way to the board game section, and by now you're probably saying to yourself, hey, he hasn't mentioned Games Workshop yet. Well, guess what? This week's new board game release is the dreaded Amble, the first expansion pack for Games Workshop's 40K themed board game Blackstone Fortress. The dreaded Amble is a Xenos monster from all the way back in the dark days of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader, or First Edition 40K if you like. The new miniature is made bigger and more terrifying looking, and is the first of multiple expansions that will be coming out from Blackstone Fortress. It's designed to either be used as a standalone adventure or integrated into your current ongoing campaign. 2 new Boarworm Infestation miniatures are also included, as well as new Encounter, Exploration, Discovery, and Hostile cards for you to integrate into your current Blackstone Fortress game. Blackstone Fortress, the dreaded Amble, is on sale now. Moving on to CCG news, next week Wizards of the Coast will be releasing the newest booster pack expansion for their Transformers trading card game. Rise of the Combiners adds 46 new character cards and 81 new battle cards to the Transformers library. But the biggest addition is the Combiner mechanic, in which multiple cards can be put together to form giant super robots like Predaking and Devastator. While in Combiner mode, the larger robot takes all of the damage dealt by your opponent, not the individual characters. Transformers Rise of the Combiners will be available in stores on Friday, March 1st. Now, moving on to in-store events, the Omaha Pathfinder Society will be having a Pathfinder game here in store on Saturday, March 16th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. The game's open to anyone who's interested in coming down to play and is for 1st through 5th level characters. The scenario they'll be using will be PFS Scenario 10-12, Breath of the Dragon Skull, which sounds absolutely fantastic. There is a link in the description below to an RSVP page that the Pathfinder Society has set up, where you can not only read a full description of the adventure, but you can also reserve your seat in the game. Our first Kill Team campaign season just ended, and I'm proud to announce that capturing the gold as the Month 3 winner is our Month 2 winner Michael with his terrifyingly good Gene Stealer Cults army. Michael also won the award for the Best Painted Kill Team as voted on by the other players, so congratulations again to Michael, and thank you to everyone who came down and participated in the campaign and helping it make it such a great success for us. We're still doing casual kill team every Saturday here at the store from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're looking to get in a quick match against somebody, learn how to play a new faction, or even just learn how to play the game in general, now is a great opportunity to come down and join us because it's by far our most popular game, and kill team is not going anywhere anytime soon for us. Of course, you can find more information about the Kill Team in-store play anytime online. We've expanded some of our in-store offerings to include more games, expanded playtimes, and formalized and organized some of our open playtimes, like open board gaming. You can find that information online anytime at our website. There is a link in the description below to the website's event calendar. You can also, as always, use the Game 4 app, which is free for iOS and Android mobile devices. Speaking of Game 4, they've just recently released version 5.0 of the Game 4 app, which includes some new features, including the convention listing. So you'll be able to find conventions around town that maybe you didn't know about, or conventions out of town if you're looking to expand your play radius. The Game 4 app is constantly continuing to expand and add more useful features. Rumor has it one of the next ones that's going to be added is a friends list option, which will not only allow you to stay connected with people that you like playing with, but also see what types of events and conventions they might be attending that maybe you're considering going to as well. We will probably have more information for you on Game 4 coming up in a few episodes after the Gamma Trade Show next month, where I'm going to have a chance to sit down with the developers and ask them a few questions about upcoming features. Again, I love Game 4. I think it's a great app. You can download it for iOS or Android devices for free from the App Store, or you can go to the link in the description below and download it directly from them at iamgame4.com. Our biggest news for in-store gaming isn't a particular game or event, but actually something that we have added to the store for everybody. We have expanded the total number of tables available for gaming in-store with the addition of the Table of Ultimate Gaming. Sorry. Seriously though, if you have spent any time online as a tabletop gamer, especially on Facebook, then you have no doubt seen countless ads for this thing. It's an all-wood 6-foot by 4-foot centerpiece table that can be played as a flat regular table for things like board games or card games, but also has a sunk-in playing field for war games. I'm not going to do a full review of the Table of Ultimate Gaming right now. There will probably be a separate review later on, but if you've never had a chance to see a Table of Ultimate Gaming in person, then feel free to come up to the store anytime during our business hours and check it out, or better yet, come on up and play a game on it. Finally, before we go, the New York Toy Fair 2019 was just a couple of weeks ago, and there was some great gaming news that came out of this year's fair. USAopoly and Games Workshop had a joint announcement in which it was announced that Games Workshop had given the license to USAopoly to make branded versions of the popular Talisman board game. USAopoly has said that they will publish at least 2 different versions of Talisman this year, and while there have been no confirmations about what specifically those might be, there are rumors that one of them might be Harry Potter Talisman. Keep an eye on this space because Talisman is a big game and I am a big fan of it, and I'm really looking forward to see Talisman branded for other properties. Games Workshop itself also made big news at this year's Toy Fair with some new board game announcements, including Dreadfane, a new stripped-down starter set for the Warhammer Underworlds game. The set is designed to be even easier for folks to get into who've never played the game before. They also announced Combat Arena, a new fast-paced, self-contained miniature combat game that also serves as a prequel to Blackstone Fortress, and Stormvault, a new cooperative board game set in the mortal realms of the Age of Sigmar universe. Now, despite the joke that I made earlier in the episode about kids on bikes, Hasbro, the owners of Wizards of the Coast, did actually announce a Stranger Things branded starter set for Dungeons & Dragons. Now, there's a lot of cool things about this set and a lot of things to look forward to, but one of the things I'm looking forward to most is that, in keeping with the theme of the show and the time frame the show is set in, they've decided to package it in the classic red box from the Dungeons & Dragons basic set in the 1980s. So, if you're interested in Stranger Things, looking to expand your D&D collection, or like me, just really love the red box, this is something you're going to want to check out. There are 2 more really cool games that were announced that I wanted to highlight. One is Jaws. This is a board game based on the classic 1975 Steven Spielberg movie that really only needs 1 sentence to sell it. And that sentence is, "One of you gets to play as the shark." Enough said. The other game from Toy Fair I wanted to highlight is Horrified: Universal Monsters. This is a cooperative strategy game where you and your friends will play as villagers trying to defeat classic Universal movie monsters such as Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. Pitchforks and torches are sold separately. Well, that just about does it for another episode of Geek Room Update. Again, my name is Jason, and I'm the owner here at the Geek Room Hobbies and Games. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more great product releases, in-store events, and gaming news for you. But until then, thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and happy gaming.